Everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is NGumah, founder of PATTERNOLOGY LAB. In this very brief tutorial, I'll be using 3 of the trades that I took this week to explain to all of you how to make money on the long side and also the short side in a very detailed manner. So stay tuned. Y'all, now the first trade that I'm gonna go over is actually on Square. Let's dive into Thinkorswim and see exactly how I approach that trade. Now this right here is Square on the 5-minute chart, and the trade that I took, even though there is a lot of interesting things happening along here, okay, the trade that I took was on Monday, and as you can see, there's something obviously very clear and obvious in this structure. Okay, if you've been subscribing to our channel, you will know that there is a clean bullish pennant right in here, and the appropriate entry to get in on this pennant is right there, just anywhere in here, to sell either here or to sell at the open. My entry was a little bit different. If we take a look at the Robinhood account, we can see that this is Square, and we can go all the way down to the history. We can see that I bought a contract for $233 right at 847, and if you go on Thinkorswim, 847 was in this candle right here. And the reason why I bought in at that specific time, at that specific price on Square, is because of a pattern that was developing throughout the past like 3 to 4 days. And the pattern is this. If we change the time frame to the 1-hour time frame, and we zoom out, let me bring that back right in here, and then we're gonna take a deep dive right in there. Okay, there is a pattern here, and the pattern is right there, right here. You see how I'm connecting the tops and the bottom so cleanly? This is the pattern, and this pattern is equivalent to a previous trade that I took on NVIDIA in July 24, 2019. Let me bring that up real quick. The pattern is right here, okay? Let me blow that up for y'all, and then we're gonna make a good comparison of this thing, okay? We can see that there is this massive drop right there. If we look at Thinkorswim, the massive drop is here, followed by the run. This is peak number one, okay? And then there is this little thing right here, which is equivalent to that, followed by another drop, okay, which is this bottom right there, and then the third peak, which is equivalent to this one right there, and then the consolidation before the breakout, just like this picture right in here. And my entry was just the same as I did on this one right here, just like on Square right there. And if you take a look at the Robinhood account again, we can see that I sold this contract for around, I think this is 70 or 80% of my money, but I sold it for $416 at exactly 9:33. And if we change the time frame back to the 5-minute time frame, 9:33 is in this candle right here, and I ended up missing out on the top of that move and on some premiums overall. The next trade that I took was actually on the short side, and that trade was on FSLY. Now let's take a look at that real quick. FSLY is right here. The trade that I took on this was right in here. Let's dive into Thinkorswim and see the details of that trade. As you can see, I bought a put option for $195 right at 1234, which is right in here. As soon as it broke through the previous low, I got in short, and I just held throughout the entire day, and I sold those contracts for $300 at exactly 901. And if you go back on Thinkorswim, 901 is right in here, right there, when I saw the momentum was just shifting in the other direction. The reason why I took that trade to begin with is not because there was any pattern on the 5-minute chart. It was because of the pattern on the either 4-hour chart or the daily chart, okay? Now let's take a look at that real quick. Here is the pattern. If you move on to the daily chart, we can see that there is a pretty clear head right here. This is the head, and then the left shoulder right here, followed by the right shoulder. and I got in right here to sell right there. And this pattern right here is actually the inverse of the reverse head and shoulders that I've been talking about multiple times in my videos on Roku. Before we move on to the third pattern, if you got any value from this video, definitely destroy that like button and also subscribe if you're new. Now the third pattern that we're going to talk about is actually on Ino. This one was very, very clean and very predictable. Here it is. If we type Ino, the pattern that I saw here was actually on the 15-minute chart. Yeah, the 15-minute chart. Let's zoom in right here. And here's the pattern. Let me grab the right drawing tool and let me click on here, right there actually. And then let me connect the tops like that. All right, now this right here is a pattern. It's called a bearish triangle. And this pattern is very, very similar to my previous trade on Disney from like February. Let me bring that pattern for y'all so that we can make very, very good comparisons of this. Now, if we compare this pattern right here with this one, what we can see is the run up, which is equivalent to Disney, followed by the drop, which is equivalent to this, and then the consolidation, right, before the breakdown, which is equivalent to what happened on Ino right here, before it broke down at exactly 1 p.m. If we take a look at the Robinhood account, we can see that I started buying puts on this thing at exactly 1:11, which was about 10 minutes late. And then I bought another put right here for $170 at the close, which was right in here. The reason why I was 11 minutes late to that specific entry is because I wanted to put out a post to show you exactly my thought process as it was happening. If we take a look at Patternology Lab's Twitter account and we scroll down, here is my thought process of buying puts on Ino. Here's the first one. As soon as I saw this picture, which was like 5 minutes before when my entry was supposed to be, I took a screenshot of it along with my thought process of where the stock was actually going right here. And then if you take a look at the next image, this screenshot was taken at exactly 5 a.m. that next morning when I woke up. As soon as I woke up and I turned on Thinkorswim and I saw that the price was right at the tip of my arrow right there, I decided to take a screenshot of this to complete this post. Now, if you take a look at the Robinhood account, we can see that I started selling my contracts 3 minutes after the market opened for $390, which is around 100% profit on my money. And I sold the next one for $380 at exactly 9:08. And 9:08 is right in here. Right when I saw that the stock wasn't gonna tank anymore, I decided to get out right there. If you're a beginner and you like the way I trade and you like my strategy and you're interested in getting started in the stock market, I left some links down below to show you the specific steps to get started. I also left a link to my favorite day trading book in the comment section below. Hopefully it helps you understand the terms that I use in my videos and my day trading strategy, and also the market as a whole. If you have any questions, definitely put them in the comment section below. I will get back to you as soon as I can, or I will make another video about it and explain it to you and for everybody else who's watching. If you're new to this channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. And also don't forget to follow us on Instagram. I do post the patterns that I spot daily, and I do post my entries and my exits on there as well. My name is Paul with Patternology Lab, where we trade patterns and patterns only. And I will see y'all on the next one. Take care.